An important scouting seaplane of the Japanese Navy is the 95. It is a two-place biplane equipped with one central pontoon and two wing pontoons. This seaplane is catapulted from cruisers and battleships. It is used for scouting and light bombardment. It has been a frequent visitor over our Pacific possessions. A front view of the Jap Scout 95 shows a typical seaplane pattern. The main pontoon is directly below the fuselage and suspended from it by main bracings and cross struts. The two stabilizing pontoons are placed near the wing tips. They are suspended from the wings by a brace and a diagonal cross brace. From below, the central pontoon gives the nose of a seaplane a pointed appearance. From this position, the two wings are seen as one, giving a total pattern of tapered leading edge and straight trailing edge. Actually, however, only the top wing is swept back. The tail is unusually elliptical. The two wing pontoons may be visible. From the side, the large central pontoon is a standout feature. The smaller float, suspended from the wing, resembles a shackled bomb. If we disregard the three floats, the Navy Scout 95 looks like a typical Japanese land biplane. It has a blunt nose, two wings, two cockpits, and a tall rounded tail that leans backward. To pilots flying above the 95, the blunt nose and protruding central pontoon are plainly visible. The upper wing is swept back and notched above the forward cockpit. The two open cockpits stand out when observed from this position. The Curtiss SOC, a U.S. Navy scouting aircraft, can be compared to the Japanese scouting seaplane just described. This is one of the few biplanes used by our armed forces. A direct front view of the Jap 95 and our SOC shows little variation. Both have the same pontoon arrangement, both are powered by a radial motor, and both have a similar wing design. Close inspection will reveal the cockpit canopy on the SOC. From a position above the two airplanes, the wing design is still much the same. The two open cockpits of the 95 are in contrast to the covered cockpits on our SOC. The elliptical horizontal tail of the 95 is different from the SOC's, which has a larger notch in the trailing edge and more of a sweeping curve on the leading edge. From the side, the SOC has a humped appearance. The open cockpits on the Jap seaplane give it a much slimmer appearance. There is much less distance between the rear cockpit and tail on our SOC than there is on the Jap 95. While our seaplane has an angular tail with a straight trailing edge, the smaller tail on the Jap seaplane is rounded with a curved trailing edge. The tail of the 95 appears to lean backward. From below, the difference in tail pattern is the major distinguishing mark. The Japanese scouting seaplane 95 has two synchronized 30 caliber machine guns firing forward and one mobile machine gun firing to the rear. In addition, it can carry light bombs on the underside of the lower wing. This seaplane is fairly fast for its type. It has a top speed of about 190 miles per hour. Its maximum ceiling is approximately 24,000 feet. The gas supply is carried in each of the three pontoons. Enough is carried to give this airplane an endurance of 6 hours. Now you see silhouette views of the American and Japanese scouting seaplanes just presented in this film. Can you tell which is which? Now observe the two seaplanes from this position. Can you identify the Jap Scout 95? These scouting seaplanes are the eyes of the Japanese Navy. Gouge them out.